welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about superpowers and kryptonite. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good too. We're having warm December weather here in St. Louis, which is very different from the cold December weather we had yesterday.
Yes.
Or 2 days ago. So it's nice. I'm not freezing for once.
That's good. Mm-hmm. It's very nice. Our sky is very dark right now. I don't know what's going on out there.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Maybe the thunder will be on your end this time.
It's so rare here. I sort of doubt it.
Yeah.
But we had such a downpour yesterday that our rain garden almost overflowed.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's like a foot deep to hold water so then it can like percolate into the ground instead of going into the sewers.
Yeah.
And it was to the top and overflowing.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a lot of flooding of small creeks and stuff.
That's a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But everything seems better today.
Good.
Anyway, we are here today to talk about superpowers and kryptonite.
So exciting.
Why are you so excited about it?
Because I don't fully understand what that means, and I can't wait to find out. And I think it's very exciting to have kryptonite is one of our episode titles.
Well, what I'm talking about here is the idea that the things that you struggle with can also be superpowers, and that your superpowers gone too far can also be your kryptonite, can be something that becomes problematic.
That's so interesting. So like your personality trait is on a continuum.
Right.
Bad to good or vice versa. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And so, you know, like with perfectionism, when you are, you know, too far in one direction, it's paralyzing. You know, it makes it difficult to get started. It makes it difficult to finish things. But if you use your powers for good, then that makes you, seek out excellence. It makes you look for strengths. It helps you, it makes you good at finding typos. But it's like when your superpower gets too much, then it becomes a problem.
Right. Yeah, and I guess conversely, if your superpower is letting things be good enough, that's great in my opinion, because life is easier and you get more done. But if that means good enough, if your standards of good enough perhaps are too low, or you let it go too far, you might be having being productive but not being very good. Making very good output.
Yeah. Or or making mistakes that you have to go back and redo or something like that. So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that I think is interesting about this is looking at the things that you feel are issues or problematic for you, that feel like they might be, kryptonite or weaknesses, challenges, and see what strengths you can find in there. What do you have to be good at to have whatever challenge you have? Does that make sense?
Wow. It's scrambling my brain only a little. But it's cool. I mean, it's a really interesting way to look at something. So I'd love, and I hate to put you on the spot, can you pull out an example of a strength hidden within a challenge?
So,
I just realized it sounded like I was like that was a preset setup or something.
I know,
the way I said it.
I know it wasn't. It made me think like, why didn't I come up with an example before this? Well, so like I'm really good at brainstorming. Like I can come up with a gazillion ideas, which is we're doing it the opposite direction.
Go wherever you want.
Well, so let me do this. But so I can come up with a whole bunch of ideas, but then it's hard for me to pick between them.
Oh. Okay, so your superpower is that you can come up with so many ideas, but if further along the continuum, there are so many ideas that it's almost too many to be helpful because you have trouble picking?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But to go the opposite direction, which is probably a little bit more difficult to imagine, like, so a challenge would be, let's see, what are some common challenges? Procrastination. So a lot of people procrastinate by playing a game on their phone. So that what feels like a weakness, like putting something off to play a game on your phone, when you look at what do you have to be good to be successful at that challenge, is you have to be discerning, and you want gratification, and you want boundaries, because usually people choose to play games because it's enough of a challenge that it's interesting, but it's not so much of a challenge that they can't achieve it. And so you are good at recognizing that, and when you're in overwhelm, you sort of bring yourself to something that you feel like you can achieve.
Wow. Nicely done.
Right?
Yeah.
And so then what that means is you can take that information and see how you can transform it, or transfer it to the thing that you really want to be doing. So, how can you put boundaries around what needs to be done so it feels like enough of a challenge that it's interesting, but not so much that you can't do it.
And therefore you're able to take action on this thing you're procrastinating on.
Right. And, somehow give yourself a point. How do you get XP? How do you get points? How do you, move up the ladder? Like, how do you reward yourself for accomplishing something?
Oh, that's cool. So I think I just heard you say in that example that in looking for what draws you to the video games and makes you, or not video, but phone, whatever, makes you good at them. You're identifying things in yourself, but you're also finding things that, in this example, the game does for you, or that you respond to within the game, that you could then turn on its head and use in the things that are more beneficial. Right.
So what feels like a weakness is actually a strength.
Wow. That's some life coach stuff, man.
Spin your head around a little bit.
Absolutely. Oh, very interesting. And so, would you like to talk about what made you think of this topic?
Yeah, so I did something called CliftonStrengths, which is, I think it used to be called Strengths Finder, and you take a assessment test, I think it takes like 20 or 30 minutes. And then you get a report. And the thing that's interesting about this, they focus on your top 5, and then a little bit less focus on your next 5, and then there's the remainder of the 34 strengths that they've identified. And what's interesting with those top 10, they tell you how you can maximize those strengths and what to watch out for with those strengths, like how each strength can be a problem for you or a challenge. It's pretty fascinating.
It sounds fascinating. We'll put a link to it in the show notes. It's something that you pay for, an assessment that you pay for. But I am keen to take the test as part of my end of the year goal setting and so forth. It sounds really interesting.
Well, and the one that really sort of struck me was my number 7 strength in terms of this podcast. My number 7 strength, which is maximizer. Which is you focus on strengths as a way to stimulate personal and group excellence. You seek to transform something strong into something superb. But the potential blind spots are your desire to exhaust all possible outcomes can frustrate those who want to come to a suitable conclusion and move forward. Sometimes you'll need to accept that, quote, good enough, unquote, is adequate and appropriate. You might be disappointed when a project or initiative falls short of your definition of excellence. Try not to get discouraged when you have to work on or sign off on something that is acceptable but not ideal in your eyes. So
that's excellent.
There you have it, folks. That's that's the perfectionist strength.
Strength and weakness. I mean,
right.
all explained nicely. That's so interesting.
Right. And so, and the other strengths that you have near this factor into how these things show up. So I also have strengths that are about turning ideas into actions very quickly, and about being strategic and empathy and communication and stuff. So it was, I guess it's not surprising, but I don't know. It's sort of like if you ever had a horoscope and you're like, how did that turn out to be so much like me? Mm-hmm. Like, how does this make so much sense? And I'm reading this and it's like, this is like basically my job description as a life coach.
Right. If I were you, I would have felt very validated that I had found the right work.
Yeah, I did, definitely.
Yeah, that's excellent. I think it reminds me a little of the way I felt about the Enneagram, which is another personality profile thing, which a year ago I was reading more about. In fact, on my goals for 2020 was to learn more about it, and I didn't do anything. But I remember when I found my thing, that I was I can't even tell you what I am, a 3, I believe. It read just like me. I mean, I felt like, this is it. I resonated with everything about it. And in fact, I couldn't even, it also offers like the dark side of it. And the dark side sounded good to me. That's what a believer I am in my personality type. So this stuff is very interesting to me, without a doubt.
Yeah, and I think the other benefit of it is allowing the idea that, how you are isn't good or bad. You're just on a continuum or on a spectrum, and being able to shift the needle a little bit one way or the other way may be all you need to do to feel better, to take action with more ease, wherever you're feeling stuck.
Yeah, it's just like a mindset shift, even very small one that can make a big difference.
Right.
And how you feel about yourself and how you get stuff done.
Yeah. And I think it's a really excellent exercise to sit down and take a little bit of time to consider the things that you struggle with the most, the things that you feel are most challenging, or the things that you like the least about, how you are in the world, whatever it is, and consider what you need to be good at to do those things. And then consider how you can turn those in superpowers, how you can use those in other areas of your life so that they feel beneficial.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing thing to do.
Yeah.
It sounds to me a little bit like it will require a good deal of thought to come up with the strengths behind the weaknesses.
Yeah.
But
or a good brainstorming partner.
Well, exactly. I was going to say, or a great life coach, no problem.
I know, it's funny. Like, I hadn't really sort of thought about this as a concept, but it's super valuable. And then, you don't have to feel bad about it. Like, because you have to be good at something. Like we were just talking about procrastination. Like, there's something you're good at to be good at procrastination. It's just figuring that out and then using it to your benefit.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
There's something you have to be good at to be perfectionistic. What is that, and how can you use it to your benefit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And then recognizing that the things that you are good at, your natural strengths, or the strengths that you have strengthened over time, that, they can have, if taken too far, they can have negative effects too. And so knowing when to modulate those strengths to be most beneficial for you and the people that you're working with or in relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
Or, the world in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like my mind is being opened up to some possibilities, which is really cool.
Ooh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So do you have any questions about this, Janine? Like, does it make sense?
It does make sense. When I'm have the chance to do some introspection, I want to try to see what strengths I can find in weaknesses. Although, to be honest, I don't like to focus on my weaknesses.
Well, and that's one of the that's sort of the theory behind the Strengths Finder, is mm-hmm. that you don't focus on your weaknesses. It's not about trying to improve your weaknesses. It's about strengthening what you're already do best, what you naturally do best.
Without strengthening them too much.
Right.
Okay.
So, or having an awareness of what, how they can go too far. But I also think it's useful if there's something that is really troubling you to turn it around so that it doesn't feel bad. And I just think part of it is there isn't a lot about yourself that troubles you in that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm old, so I've had a lot of time to work it out. And you've been my life coach for 15 years, or however long it's been. So I'm lucky.
Oh my gosh, almost
20?
18 years.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm fortunate to have my head screwed on pretty straight.
Yeah, but you can see. I mean, you can imagine with clients that you worked with, yeah. or people that that there are things that they still struggle with, and that idea of like finding something beneficial mm-hmm. within that is useful.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited to take this assessment this week and read about my strengths and the kryptonite side of them.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Well, we want to hear from you, our listeners.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Do we have something we want to talk about?
Oh, Oh my gosh, thank you. I almost forgot. Some of you maybe have followed us to remember some time ago when we did a 4-week course called Declutter Happy Hour. Well, we're bringing it back, and we're doing it under the auspices of Flypaper, which is who sponsored my workshop that I did back in December on the New Year Reset. And it, I think, will be very fun. We had a good time when we did it before, and it is basically 4 weekly sessions where we give you tips on, different aspects of organizing and decluttering, and we help you work through some typical mindset issues, and then you actually take time to do it.
While we hang out on Zoom waiting for you to come and ask us questions or whatever.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And or listen to us chit chat. Whatever helps you. And a lot of people have found that just having that connection makes it easier for them to work on difficult decluttering projects.
Yeah, so after whatever the amount of time is, half an hour or something, people come back to the Zoom and we talk about how things went and so forth. So it's like this time where you are so focused on what you're doing because that's what you're doing during that time. Yeah. And we had fun. I feel like this is Declutter Happy Hour 2.0 because back in 2008, it was over the phone, of course.
Right.
And
we had like a dial-in conference line.
Right. We were 12 years less expert.
Yes.
than we are now. So I think maybe it's Declutter Happy Hour 5.0.
Right.
So I think it will be a lot of fun and I hope really helpful.
Yeah, I think it would be great. But we'll have details about that coming up soon. So stay tuned. It'll be coming at the beginning of 2021.
Yay.
Yeah. So now we want to hear from you. We'd love to know what your superpowers are, what your kryptonite is. You can let us know on Facebook or Instagram at Getting to Good Enough. On Twitter, we are at GTG Enough. You can leave a message at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. Or you can head over to gettingtogoodenough.com and leave a message in the show notes. Leave a comment there. And while you're there, you can sign up to get on our email, which delivers the show notes to your inbox every week and will be a very early way to find out the details on Declutter Happy Hour. So we encourage you to do that. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. Since it'll be happy hour, maybe we should create a declutter happy hour cocktail.
Signature cocktail.
Yeah.
I can try to get Barry working on that if you'd like.
Oh, that's a great idea.